Hello friend, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Richard Lucre. Today I am going to demonstrate to you all the Didinga alphabet by using a word example. You know how we use them in English? You know, A for apple, B for boy, C for cat or cow. I'm trying to mimic exactly the same idea. That way maybe if you associate this with a word, you will remember all the alphabet that way. I'll give each one the alphabet a word example or a noun to associate with. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and let's begin. Abacha A, or alphabet A. Abacha A is for things like agat. In Didinga language, anything that is food is called agat. How you pronounce this? You pronounce as a hat, a hat. Next alphabet is abacha ba. Abacha ba is for bunch, mortar, and pestle. This is used for pounding corns or anything that need to be pounded with this wooden type of mortar. And how you pronounce this is literally ba any, ba any. Together, bany, bunch. Next is abacha cha. Abacha cha. Abacha cha is for something like charit. Charit. Porcupine is an animal that is found usually at night. It likes to roam about at night time. You can't find this animal during daytime. They're always hiding in the forest or deep down on the ground in a hole somewhere. It is pronounced as charit. Charit. Next is abacha da. Da is for diati. Anything vegetable in the Didinga language is called diati. How you pronounce this? Diati. Diati. Next is abacha da. Da. As in dulum. Dulum is an African ground hornbill. It's a bird that is rarely flying, but is usually just walking on the ground, roaming about its own business. It's called African groundbill. Some of you might have not seen it. The Dinga call this dulum. This, remember this, bacha or alphabet DH is pronounced as da. Da. We use this for this type of animal, or this type of bird. We call it dulum. How you pronounce that is literally du, lum, du, lum, dulum. Next is abacha A. Abacha A is for eteluch, bedbug. Bedbug is a kind of insect that tend to, sneak into your bed, and that's how they call it bedbug, and suck your blood out and feed on it. It's a very mean little insect, very tiny, but it can actually bite you and suck the blood out of you. How you pronounce this? A te luch. A te luch. All together, eteluch. Eteluch. Next is abacha ga. Ga is for galam. Galam. In Didinga language, we call a pencil and a pen the same thing. Galam is a borrowed word from Arabic word, which is known as galam. Galam. So we ended up using this as galam. Whether it is a pencil or pen, it's still called galam. How you pronounce this? Galam. 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 Next, abacha ha. Abacha ha is for helang. Leopard, not a cheetah, okay? Don't confuse this. Helang. Helang. How you pronounce this is helang. 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 Next is abacha E, not I. E. They didn't pronounce this alphabet as E. It's a vowel. As in iding. Iding. Meat is called in Didinga iding. Remember that. How you pronounce that is literally isolate the vowel and say ding. I, which is E, is ding. E, ding. E, ding. All together, eating, eating. Next is a bacha ja. Ja. Ja for jago. That's the only example I found very perfect for this demonstration is jago, to be quiet. Quiet, please. Jago. Somebody will tell you quiet. That means jago. How you pronounce that? Be quiet. Ja ho. Ja ho. Ja ho. Next is bacha ka. Alphabet ka. Word example is kor for sun. We call in the Didinga language it is called kor. Kor sun. Pronunciation is the same thing, no change. Kor. Kor. Next is abacha la. Abacha la. For lutim is a baboon. Lutim. Pronunciation is lot tim. Lot tim. All together, lutim. Lutim. Next is abacha ma. Abacha ma. Abacha ma is for ma. Ma is for a lion. They didn't call whether it's a female or male lion is still ma. Pronunciation is the same thing. Ma, ma, no changes. Abacha na. Na is for nakedo. Anything rabbit, they didn't call it nakedo. Nakedo. Although they maybe look like a bunny or a rabbit, they didn't call it nakedo. Pronunciation na ke do. Again, na ke do. All together, nakedo. Okay. Next is abacha nga. This ng is an alphabet in Didinga language. 2 letters put together to become one specific alphabet. Nga for ngetel. Abacha for ngetel. How you pronounce this is ngetel. 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 Okay. Next is abacha nya. Nya. This is one alphabet in Didinga language. Nya. Word example is nyanya. In plural, Didinga write tomatoes as nyanya. Nyanya. Okay. Pronunciation nya. 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 In plural. In one tomato is called nyanya ch with a C at the end. Nya. Nya. We'll have added a C here if it is only just one tomato. Next is abacha o. Abacha o. The same in English. For olome. Ostrich is a large bird in Africa that walks on the ground. It doesn't fly. It gives offspring by laying its egg, and then they will hatch into small ostrich, just like a chicken. It's just one big wild chicken in the forest that very fast, by the way. We call this olome. An ostrich is called in Didinga olome. Pronunciation o lo me. O lo me. So ostrich. Next is abacha pa. Pa is for puli. Puli is groundnut that we use for peanut butter. The plants, for those who don't know, the plants look like this. And these groundnut will go into the ground as roots for this particular plant. Once they become the real actual groundnut, these get uprooted and they pull out all these nuts and they get separated to dry, and then later produces the peanut butter that we usually use on our bread. Okay, puli. We call it puli. Didinga call this puli. Pronunciation puli. Puli. Next is abacha ra. Abacha ra for rema. Rema is firewood for cooking, for either creating fire, for heating and stuff like that, and is known as rema, firewoods. Pronunciation rema. Rema. Next is abacha ta. as in sound for snapping either a piece of wood or a gunshot. You'll hear ta, like that. So Didinga used TD as an alphabet to create that particular sound. Is specific to that sound. Something that is ta is specific to that sound is by using TD. There was no any other way of trying to use the D by itself. If you try to use T, it doesn't work. So the two will give a perfect example as ta. A perfect example is taba as a noun. We call this chair taba. Taba. Pronunciation taba. 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 Next example is abacha ta. Ta as in talk, ta. But the thing I pronounce this as ta as in togoluch. Togoluch is a chicken. Togoluch. Okay? Pronunciation togoluch. Togoluch. All together togoluch. Next, sabacha the as in these, those, that. Abacha example, the is the. By the way, if you want to know, a bicycle is called the, but also a piece of metal. Anything metal, whether it's big or small, is called the. Anything metal is called the. But the bicycle also is known as the. Pronunciation the hit. The hit. Next is abacha u. Abacha u is for uguti. Uguti is a kind of animal that comes at night only, and it eats ants. Literally, it goes to ants' colony, and it will disturb them to scatter all over the place, and so they can pick up with its tongue and eat them up. It will literally just pick them up and eat them as its own food. This animal lives in the underground. It digs its own home underground. You can literally try to catch it. It will dig its own way deeper, 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 very fast. It only comes out at night. During daytime, it's hiding inside its hole. Next is a bacha u, pronunciation for uguti. 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 Next is a bacha va. Va as in vatigi. Anything that looks like a baseball bat, whether it's a piece of wood that is used for either trying to smash something with, it's called vatigi. It doesn't necessarily have to be a baseball bat, but anything that is wooden and it mimic the idea of a baseball bat is called vatigi. Literally, you want to use it for hitting something. Is vatigi. As long as it's a wooden piece of wood, it's called vatigi. Pronunciation is vat. Ti hi. Vatigi. Vatigi. Next is abacha wa. Abacha wa is for waraga. Waraga. A piece of or a letter that is written to somebody or to you is known as waraga. But also don't get it wrong. Any piece of paper, okay, any piece of paper, whether it is a letter or not, is also known as waraga in Didinga language. Any piece of paper is known as waraga. Okay, friends, how you pronounce this is waraga. Actually, I found it easier to pronounce it this way. Waraga. 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 So that's how we pronounce all the Didinga alphabet. And lastly is abacha ya. Abacha ya. I could not find a word or a noun to use the abacha ya or alphabet ya. The only best I found is the name of a person. Didinga use the name Yaya a lot, and usually it's used by a female person. Okay, the name Yaya fit exactly on alphabet Ya or abacha Ya. Yaya. How you pronounce this? You say literally Ya Ya. Ya Ya. All together Yaya. Okay, friends, thank you so much for watching. This brought us to an end for alphabet demonstration using a word example. I hope you'll remember some of this alphabet this way, and I hope this has been informative. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Have a nice day.